All right. So, can Canadian brokers do commercial deals in the US legally? That's what we're about to cover in this video. Stick on all the way to the very end. I've got Sua Trung. He has more than 30 years of commercial financing experience. He is the founder of Commercial Financing Mastery. And what we're going to talk about today is, can Canadian brokers or investors actually participate in US commercial deals and still get paid? Or the moment the deal crosses the border, we hear this all the time, do you lose the client, lose the file, or lose control, right? And that's what we want to cover in this video. So, Sua, what have you seen firsthand? What do you hear from your mentees? Over 300, 400 mentees from your academy. What's actually possible here? Can Canadian brokers deal in the US?
That's a great question, Desmond. And first, I was got to start off by saying, I appreciate Desmond for doing all behind the scene. And I'll segue into the answer. He is the reason why I'm doing all these podcast interviews and all these training videos again, because I'm not the polished one. I don't have the experience. Desmond's got decades of experience in helping businesses really grow, right? Really, really get to the next level. And that's why I asked Desmond to come in and help me about my weakness. And that brings me to the question, to answer your question. It is, it is possible, but by yourself is not possible because there's a lot of hurdles to go through legally. Trump is around. You don't want to get caught at the sharp end of the stick from the ice guy, right? The ice pick. They're coming to van to throw you in there for working illegally in the United States. You don't want to be doing that. And this is really, Desmond Soon is here to help me, behind the scene, do all this video generation, video editing. Oh my God, so much work that this is why we need partners. And to answer that question is yes, you can with the right partner, with the right people, right? The one that you trust that'll get things done, the one that have high integrity, so that when you send the client in, they're not gonna get hosed, right? They want to build a portfolio and really increase their asset portfolio in the United States. There is a bigger opportunity, but also a bigger danger if you don't do it the right way, right? And that's what I share in all the training. And like at the end of the day is everything's possible with the right person,
It's more than just
right?
the right person, right? So you mentioned also like the team. Like even if you can't do all the deal, like what we hear, right, from most of the
Yeah.
Canadian students in the cohorts or even in some of the alumni, either they can't do a US deal at all, or they have to hand off everything to an American counterpart, right? And hope for
And
the
you
best.
lose control, right?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it is possible. It is possible to do the deal, right? And you
It
said
is. It is.
what you train in the cohorts is forming the right advisory team with trust,
Correct.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's not something you learn overnight. It took me decades to make a lot of mistakes,
Yep.
right? So you can learn from my mistakes I've made over the past few decades and not to repeat those, right? And build up the right team, or else use my own network and an extension. I'll put it this way: if Desmond, you got a client that trusts you, that investor trusts you, and you bring them to me,
Yep.
because why? You trust me, right?
100%.
And I
We've
would
got
do
that
the same.
relationship. Yeah.
Exactly. So the inferred trust is there, right? You have to bring to somebody that you feel that you can babysit your kid. That's basically what you're doing. You're handing over your kid, right? You're handing over your precious investor to somebody that might take advantage of them, and that's it. It ruins your reputation. So instead of just randomly handing it up to somebody, or just telling your client, the worst thing is just go down there and go down the states and just find the lender yourself. You
Mm.
lose your reputation.
Yep.
You just lost your influence.
Yep.
Because why? You just tell the guy to go take a hike. That's your investor. That's your VIP
And I mean, hey, you,
customer.
you potentially just left a whole bunch of money on the table too. You just,
Big
you
amount of
potentially
money.
be, yeah,
You left a bag of money on the table,
correct.
literally. And what I thought over the years is, I was in the same situation. I got my investor going down to Oregon, go down to Washington States, go down to Arizona, go down to
Texas.
Detroit, go down
Yep.
to Miami, Florida, Dallas, Texas.
Yep.
Like, why can I not be? And that's a question you should ask yourself. Why are you not part of the process? Why
Mm.
don't you want to get paid to help your client down there?
Well, so what you mentioned a lot of times is about, who needs to be at the table, right? And so before people get all lost in the tax and the legal weeds and,
Yep,
what I think they need to understand first, like what you've taught to us in the cohorts that you put on periodically is that you normally say like, you want to figure out like how to get paid or like, the roles each individual is playing,
yep,
who needs to be involved, right? Like, if you
yep.
could a list of who needs to be involved, like what legal accounting partners need to be on the team. How do we
Yeah, definitely.
relationship, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there are definite specific partners. I'll get into the how, the why, all the details in the workshop that we teach. But I can't really do this overnight in a couple minutes long YouTube video. But the short answer is that you do need specific people to complete the real estate transaction, and of course lawyers involved, CPAs involved. You got these title people involved to make sure that they got clean titles on stuff. There's a process to do it all, right? At the end of it is you do need a whole team involved to get everything to the finish line. But you are the crucial part. You are the lead. You are the person holding the leash, right? So you should be able to lead your client to them and connect with these individuals. But everything goes through you. I am a conduit between my investor to protect him, to make sure that what they're signing makes sense. Because I'm certain they're not going to be able to read it. All the
Mm,
legalese, we're
yeah.
familiar with it. Our investors are not. Especially now you go down to the United States. Do you know the American laws? No, I don't. Does investor? Hell no. So now you rely on partners that you really, really seriously need to make sure that they have high integrity
Right. And I
and
think
building a team around them, right?
what you're saying is, like the biggest mistake most people think is that, or Canadians even think, is that just by crossing the border means you have to hand off the file, and it doesn't. It just means
No,
you just need to build the right team. If I'm hearing you correctly, I'm reading back to you what you're saying.
correct.
It's a forming that team. No, but then I get these questions. I hear it from my peers and others, right? So you've heard this in the cohorts as well too. How do I find my teams? And I think one of the biggest fears that many of the students that have gone through your training before, and they don't have that fear now, they're doing their deals in the US. If they bring
Yep.
in a US partner, that the client might trust them instead of, I hear this all the time. If I bring in, a US partner, then my client trusts them more than me, right? How do you respond to that?
I mean, that's a fear that we all have,
Yeah.
but the reality is not true. Because if for example, you're the opposite, say you're the one who bring me to the United States and introduce me to one of our colleagues there, like say Sunny, for example. I don't know who Sunny is. I know you. I trust you. I've known you for a long time,
Yeah.
for a decade. Sunny just said email introduction or hello on the phone. I mean, how do I build that trust immediately? It ain't gonna happen, right?
Right.
So I think it's a myth
Yeah.
that we feel that that's how it works. That's how trust is built. It's
Yeah.
not.
Sunny is an extension of your arm, right? Like,
That's correct.
you
Yeah.
as long as you maintain you're still the leader of the deal,
Yep.
your client is trusting you, not the extension of your arm, right?
Yeah. I mean, Sunny's
Unless you
gonna come to
abdicate,
me.
unless
Yeah.
you
If
abdicate,
they
which you don't want to do. Yeah, don't
No, we
abdicate.
don't. We don't abdicate. Never abdicate.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, is look, who's going to go to bat if Sunny screws up and messes up? The client's got to fight for themselves? No,
yeah,
I would.
yeah.
Because I know between Sunny and I, we have gone years of relationship, right? We built that. It was not overnight. So he has a lot more to lose if he messes around with me, with my
Right.
client, right? It's the same thing with a retail wholesale analogy that I like you know to teach the brokers. It's like Sonny looks at me as a wholesaler. He doesn't want to lose that access, right?
Yeah.
Losing one retail clients, yeah, get more. But losing a lot of referral from SUA, that's pretty stupid.
Yeah. That's
From
burning a
any from
bridge, and you
anybody who
never
does
do that.
business, yeah, from anybody who does business, I would never burn a bridge with an influencer. That's the stupidest thing possible, right? And
Mhm.
and that's what a partner see. They understand that. They inherently know that it's more difficult to bring more clients, cold clients, rather than go through somebody like Sua or Desmond,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So the inferred
Well,
trust is there, and the values that we bring to the table is there.
so if you do you mind if I just I want to cover some like maybe some of the practical friction that goes through people's minds and what I've heard as well, right? About without turning into any kind of legal advice, right? Like again, guys, you have to check with always
Check
consult with your legal counsel, always check with your
always.
certified CPAs, and make sure and don't just take random advice from two guys on YouTube, okay?
Yep.
No matter what our experience and our credibilities are, make sure you do that. So can you talk about like maybe like the most common talking points I hear is like title issues, liens, for example, right? A clean
Yep.
deal or dirty deal.
Yeah.
Is it corporate due
It
diligence, right?
Yeah, it can get messy in the United States. It's a wild west, I call it, compared to
Yep.
Canada.
Yep.
Canada's pretty straightforward. You don't have all these weird sorts of liens left and right. Americans like to sue, so
Very
you
litigious.
know, yeah, very litigious. So you might have people selling property to get out a lawsuit, for example, or to get ahead of the lawsuit, right? And that's why you have to know the system and the how to and all that stuff. I don't have time to go through all that, but the people involved, the title search involved, they check the liens, they check all the banks, the legal team, and they give you a specific time frame. It's not going to be quick like in Canada. Canada is pretty clean system, our system is quite, I wouldn't say unique, but we play nice. We play nicely in Canada versus the Americans.
Less complexity,
They're
maybe
very,
less
yeah. It's
complexity.
more complex. Yeah, there's more complex involved, and if you know, who's the real ownership? If there's a corporation, there's ownership or a trust ownership, they're gonna go dig deeper.
Yeah.
Anybody else owns that corporation? Is there another trust company that owns holding company that owns that corporation?
Yeah.
So they really have to go down that rabbit hole to make sure everything's clean. It
Yeah.
takes time, right? Yeah. So just don't expect that the lawyers can be able to do it. There are people who will take care of the deeds, titles. There are a different set of professionals that Canada doesn't have.
Yeah.
That's a separate process altogether, right? But you have the right team in place. They'll make sure that there's no lien. There's make sure there's no outstanding loans, lawsuits, impending litigation. It can get messy, but when you got a clean title, everything's all sorted out. Yeah, it can get completed within a couple weeks too, 2, 3 weeks, maybe in 5, 7 business days.
Wow.
That's unheard of. Yeah, yeah. There can be, and if somebody owns a property for like 30, 40, 50 years, there's probably nothing in there, right?
Yeah.
Somebody just want to retire and sell it. Right?
Yeah, well, I think honestly, even just for today, we wanted to record this video just to pique some interest, right? Obviously, if you're watching this video and you are interested in this topic, you most likely are a Canadian broker or a financial professional, and you're curious about wanting to, get into the U.S. market. Well, then comment below. Let us know in the comments what has been your biggest struggle in doing this. And Sunny, I think I know, so not Sunny, sorry. So you mentioned Sunny as being one of your team members that you assembled on a team. What about if I'm a completely beginner that's breaking into the US and I'm trying to get in there and I really don't know anyone? I know that you have discussed this in you have a cohort that's running at the time of this at the time of this training right now at this video, and you've actually offered to your mentees. One of the things that you do as a mentor is that you allow brand new mentees to even borrow your team, if I can use that word, right? Like you allow them until they start to form their own advisors
Sure.
and team
Yes.
members. You allow them to
Yeah.
leverage your credibility and your book of business, I guess you could say, or your contacts in order for them to get experience in the US. And so, if anyone's watching this and not just looking for just theory, you're actually looking for some actual confidence, some actual access to the right introductions. So, what can they expect when should they get into the next cohort, right? We're going to be putting up a link somewhere around here. You can email and stuff. I'll give you
Yeah.
instructions. But what can they expect? Not only do you show them the process, how do you go through everything, the right mindset, how to position themselves, to build that trust, to get access to the lenders, to find the deals. Now they've done that, they've gone through your training, but then now how do they form a team in the US? What can they expect from you when they get trained by you?
Well, I mean, long answer, short. The straight to the point is that I'm there for them. So I'll instead of telling them how to do it, I'll be part of the let's do this. This is what we need to do next, step
Mm.
by step. I'll be as a support and say, look, we need this in place. We need that person in place. We need this person. Here are three candidates. Let's go interview them. I'll be there with them. I'll be there to help ask interview a question if necessary. Jump on one of these Zoom calls. And record them even,
Yep.
right? And find out who's the best fit. Because at
Yep.
the end of the day, you can't just call Google and say, hey, which one of these lawyers should I get? Randomly pick one? Sure, you could, but you're making mistake number one,
Correct.
right?
Yeah. I
And
mean, you
I,
form
I
you form a team with your mentees.
yeah,
And
I like to create my own approved lawyers list, approved lenders list, approved appraisers list. I approve them because I've interviewed them and I've gone through a dozen of them and I picked the best, the ones that I like. Like in Dallas, Texas, for example, we already have our own vouching. Yeah, somebody has to vouch for them. Just don't go random pick anybody
mm,
because how do you know, right? How do you know if they're any good? How do you know they're gonna uh, honor your agreement with the client? Because at the end of the day, if the client says, you know what, I don't want to pay Sua his broker fee, the lawyer's gonna do what?
yeah.
Okay,
Sending them the lawsuit, right? So
yeah, exactly. Okay, you don't want to pay him, that's fine. That's what you instruct. I'll do it. So
yeah.
now Sue doesn't get paid. If you want to be that person, go right ahead. But we want to be around for you to support you and do it the right way.
Yeah.
I found out in the past, I learned from my mistake. Don't do the same thing,
Yeah.
right? So fast track you, help you get to build your own team faster, avoid all the unnecessary risks that you need to avoid, right? And ask the right question. I think that's it. At the end of the day, the difference between I hear it all the time. The difference between successful people and not successful people is they don't look prettier than us, Desmond. They're not smarter than us, right? The only difference is they ask better questions than we do,
They do. They
right?
position themselves
That's
better,
it.
right? And
Yeah.
they have the right who. They have the right who, in their lives that helps to form the
Yeah.
team and the power of having that mentorship. So, I mean, if you're a Canadian or American and you've enjoyed this video, right, and you like to participate in some commercial deals, including cross-border opportunities, right, without losing the client or guessing your way through the process. And by the way, this goes both ways. If you're American and you're curious about Canadian deals, once again, you can always reach out to us.
Perfect.
That's exactly what we
Exactly.
help. Yeah,
Yep.
it's exactly what you teach, right? So in the
Yep.
CFM, the Commercial Financing Mastery, which we call the cohorts, right? And you periodically put that on when your schedule opens up. And you teach the process, you teach the structure, you teach the lending thinking, you teach the relationship strategies, you teach them how to build the right team. So if you guys are interested, you can go ahead and there'll be a link somewhere around here, or you can email at info@commercialfinancingmastery.com. You'll most likely speak to one of our team members or even myself, one of the co-founders. And then if you're a right fit, I may introduce you to Sua and hopefully we see you in class in one of the cohorts. With that, signing off. Take care. See you in the next video.